on the strike.
Nigeria Info.
PFN.
So just with Gabriel, SWAT, and we're talking about, all right, just taking care of yourself for women. You know how women love to go for like facials, you get your hair done and your nails did, and then you want your face glowing with very minimal makeup. And then a lot of people would have to go for facials and all kinds of varieties of facials there is. So SWAT was just mentioning the amount of money. And then I said, that boy, it's painfully expensive. And then Gabriel said, oh, but that's what women are doing in Lagos. Then I said, now, wow. And then some of them don't even have jobs. How do they afford it? And then Gabriel said, we know their jobs now. So it's now for Gabriel to say on air what their job is.
Are you talking about me? Because
you seem to know a lot.
We're having conversation in the studio. You now brought it up on air.
I want you to.
You were tagging me, name tagging. Gabriel said.
Oh, this one is not body shaming. His name tagging.
His name tagging. Gabriel said. What I was sharing with you in confidence.
Exactly.
You brought it out.
That's why that's why some people say they're afraid to have friends who work on radio. Before one day you hear, I have one friend that this thing happened to, and be like, this is my story going on. Even if it's not mentioned, your name is not mentioned, you feel attacked and betrayed.
I feel betrayed right now. We're having a tete-a-tete.
I hear you. Gabriel said they don't have jobs. We know their jobs are like, all right, what is their jobs? Tell Abuja people.
Well, I mean, I don't know. But we know that they buy these things.
Yes,
I mean, but really, I've wondered what makes up these products that make them so expensive? Or is it just branding?
I honestly...
Like those bags, high fashion bags. You know, we're talking sometimes.
If we talk about bags, you can understand the names and the branding and then the sewing and then the zippers and then the label on it. They've, over the years, some of them have been in business for 50 or 100 years and have been, they've become like a name. What you're buying is more of the name and the packaging.
All right.
More like
that makes
less
sense.
of the quality really of what they're putting out there, because half of them are made in China.
Yeah, that makes sense. You just put the label on it, pump.
It's just like there's a particular TV brand. I just feel like right now it's just the name you're buying because it's just a household name. Yeah. While there are other products that are very competitive, they have better features. If you're looking at the smart TV and the whole lot can do more.
Yeah.
But you're just like, man, better go for this one. They last past this one. And there's no guarantee. You've not carried out any research to prove that.
Yeah. So it's important. Build a very good name. A strong name, strong brand. But these products, are they really expensive, or it's increase in demand, increase in price?
Well, how many people can really afford some very painfully? See, even in the countries where they are, some people, they collect them and they hardly use them. They're just sitting there to just say, okay, it's like an investment. Some of them have second-hand value, like Birkins. You can bring out that bag and it's just like gold. And it doesn't matter if you've been
like
sitting in the wardrobe for like years, and then you can resell it. It has that good second-hand value. Some vehicles have that, gold have that, and not some of these bags.
Well, we're talking about facials.
That's why, for the life of me, I don't understand why I have to spend so much.
But
money on that.
you're fortunate.
Okay, thank God for that, because the money that she mentioned, if I was not fortunate, it would have been a problem. It would have been a problem.
I don't think since I've known you, Kim, I don't think I've ever seen an outbreak on your face before.
Oh, do have.
Oh, you have outbreaks?
As a matter of fact, that is why I'm wearing less makeup right now, because I had outbreak, so I had to stay off foundation and powder.
You are very fortunate.
Thank you very much.
You're very fortunate.
We'll leave it at that, guys. How are you doing, guys? Weather is pleasant, so you should be doing fine. I don't know if you don't stay in.
Is it really pleasant?
If you don't stay in certain areas, because if you stay around Guarimpa, Works and Housing, you see that stretch of road with that huge pile of rubbish. Ew! If you stay around there, to give you the EBGBs as you're driving up, particularly if it's drizzling. You know how it's just drizzling, you just want to blame it on the rain, or just listen to one cool rain-related song. And then you get there, and you don't even want your tire to climb on any part of that juice that is coming out of the trash juice.
Yeah,
Ew. That one
you,
stinks more than anything.
you get some powers from that baba in your village so that the car can
Levitate. I tell you, it's disgusting. That's what
Did you pass that road today?
I did.
Because you seem scared.
Yeah. It's disgusting.
The last time you said you're going to be passing the other route.
Because I didn't have time. I had a meeting to catch, an appointment to catch, and then I just came out of the house a little later than planned. And so I didn't have
That's
that
your
extra
punishment.
5 minutes to spare.
That's your
So
punishment.
I went through that road, and then it felt like the rubbish had encroached into the road. So cars literally have to wait for each other. The ones coming in this direction would have to wait for at least 2-3 to pass. Then these ones will come. And then if you're not patient enough, then you have to climb a bit of the juice that is coming from the rubbish. I know that one stinks to high heavens.
Is your power of description? You just said the juice.
Yes. Now what's that thing? The liquid.
How you call it juice?
Trash juice. That one, if it splash on you, man, you will not recover in a long time.
Bro, I will go back home.
I know.
I will go back home.
You have every right to go back home and have your bath. You have no business.
Because you don't even know what it is.
Coming into a place of 2 or 3 gatherings with that smell from that place.
They should pursue you.
I know.
Like Jonah.
Yeah. I didn't want my car tire to touch it. That's how bad it was.
Ew.
So please, Abuja Environmental Protection Agency, what's they called? AAPB.
Yeah, board.
Please.
Board.
Guys, board.
Yeah, board.
All right.
Black.
Guys, please look into it. I know there's a market up around there. It's one of those small village market.
Yeah.
But then the fact that it's a market means it should even be clean and healthy before they put video and they will be putting wing
You know the
all
crazy
those
part,
bacteria song. that
There's
they put
quite a
on
number of
Indian.
outbreaks going on right now of diseases right now. Edo State is currently struggling with certain diseases, Lassa fever and the rest of it.
Yeah.
So this is not the best time to have
That one is even an eyesore beyond even what it does to the health concern. It's an eyesore, it's a nose sore because you have to smell it and all of that. So please, market or not, people can organize. One of the signs of development is how humans can manage their refuse. How you collect your waste.
waste management.
Shows that you have evolved from being an animal. Even cats would dig a hole and put it in and close it. They are that clean. So humans, if we can't manage our refuse properly, we can't dispose properly, then it just shows that we haven't. I don't know.
You know, I think
We're
it's
not
in the
fully
book of
Homo sapiens yet. The Homo sapiens took you out and we all took you out.
You're being dramatic with your words this afternoon, King. What's going on?
I'm telling you.
I was just about to say that King Solomon says we should go and learn from the ants in the context anyway. But this one, you said we should go and learn from the cats.
Clean up after you, man. Not dumb things and then it's covering the road and rain falls and it washes it and the whole place is smelling. And then I'm supposed to buy vegetables in front of that trash.
Do they sell vegetables?
I promise you.
No, not by you.
All right, guys, we're done ranting. It's what you get with the rainy season when the environment isn't that clean. When somebody comes down and says, we just stinks, we'll not be provoking. But that's how it starts, y'all. Something should be done about it. Works in housing, Gwarimpa. That exists, it stinks. All right, guys, welcome to Hard Facts. My name is Kimberly. Wachku, call me Kim, the Oracle, the Digital Oracle, OTF, the fellow, Chanya One, Madam Speaker. And I'll say yes to them all. Gabriel is here.
Yes, good afternoon, Kim.
Yep.
Good afternoon, Abuja. Well,
So Fidel Castro was at the National Assembly, because if I say around now, he will call and say around, finish you there. I was there. Not around, like I was loitering. It was there. And he did give update to SWAT on the Sunnyside Show, Studio Development. Remember that Senator Natasha Oduaha did say that she was going to resume a plenary today, that she was going to be at work today. And the National Assembly said, hold up, don't be in such a rush, okay? The court did not compel us or mandate us. It was a bit advisory for us to recall you, but we're not going to have that. Your suspension stands. But she's saying whatever ruling comes from the court is binding. And as such, the National Assembly should allow her just before recess to show up. And then after recess, her time and suspension will be up and she'll resume. But I think they're speaking two different languages at this point in time, because she's saying one thing, the Senate is saying another. and then an appeal from the Senate president. But she was there today, and it felt like they preempted that she was going to show. It was not just talk, because security operatives locked all gates leading to the complex, preventing Natasha Odwanga from entering the premises as plenary resumes. She represents Kogi Central. She vowed to resume legislative duty following the court ruling. The Senate should consider recalling her. Natasha was suspended in March over alleged misconduct on the floor of the Senate, and she had accused Godwin Akpabio, the Senate president, of sexual harassment, and he since denied the allegation. Now, arriving at the complex in a black vehicle, the senator was stopped at the gate by security personnel who insist she could not be allowed in. Her convoy was turned back, including a car conveying Aisha Yusufu, a social activist. Now, despite the blockade, Natasha stepped out of her vehicle, proceeded on foot towards the main entrance of the assembly complex, accompanied by some supporters who cheered her on. Her attempt to return comes days after she cited court judgment as grounds for resuming her legislative duty. However, the Senate noted that no such court compels her immediate reinstatement. And so there we have it. Says, I go resume. They say you can't resume. And then she showed up, and then they prevented her. And then she tried to work her way in. It heightened the tension at that particular point in time. So she addressed the press there. Security still tight in. Vehicular movement also very strict in terms of access in and out of the complex over this particular woman. And then you recall yesterday when we were talking about it, and I asked, should she just go back to the court, if it's appealed, wait it out, or just show up there? But I think she took her own option to show up nonetheless, and what will be, apparently. So we're going to see if this is going to come with some bit of implication, the fact that she showed up, or it will force the hand of the Senate to reconsider after all. Quite interesting.
Yeah, very interesting, Kim.
Yeah.
It's just really sad. In all of these things, the people that she represents, talking about Senator Natasha, are the biggest victim in all of this saga going on. Because what I see here, Kim, is simply power play. That's what I see here, power play. We know that sometimes when court orders are being given, there are gaps here and there. And that is what the Senate is right now pouncing on. Because I see this thing is not hard. I see no reason why she shouldn't be allowed. Okay, we are in this country where people who were convicted for graft allegations, convicted or not even, accused, came back into power. Who did they apologize to?
They came back because somehow they found the lacuna.
Yes.
Which says one court or the other did not have a right to sit on a particular case. And they found the wiggle room, even though one of them, EFCC, says, we're still investigating. But he went back and showed, as a matter of fact, we're still getting alerts, getting allowances and all of that in spite of that.
While you was away.
So, yeah. But then this one is a different case because they're saying she disrespected the House by not, going for the disciplinary committee or ethics and privileges committee, where they invited her to answer certain questions. So perhaps it's a different context. It feels like double standard.
That's the point. It is double standard. And we know exactly what the issues are. So we're now towing the line of morality, or should I say ethics. Should this woman who feels aggrieved and decide to seek the legal means to seek a redress, should she then apologize when the people who have supported her all the way or whatnot, now she's at this stage? And so is she supposed to go and apologize and say, I'm sorry, the allegation I made against you and the Senate, I apologize, I take it back? Is it true or false? In all of these things, I just really wish that we would, as a people, think about the people we are serving. I'm talking about the leaders now.
Yeah, but then if you also look at it, the court is saying, so you're going to pay a fine for what you did, and then you're also going to apologize. For the grounds of some of the things that she did. I'm going to get a clarification here because, the apology was to the court or to the House, and then a lot of people are wondering who should the apology be directed to. I'm just going to get that one out. But At some point, some people are saying, see, if an apology is going to solve it, solve it. I know for one, it'll be difficult for me to just read out that, particularly since the case of sexual harassment has not been, okay, to tender the apology to the court and not to the Senate as a condition for purging herself of contempt. The Federal High Court, all right, I just needed to clarify that. A certified true copy of the Federal High Court judgment of the 4th of July 2025 clarified that Senator Natasha Odwanha is required to tender an apology to the court, not to the Senate, as a condition for purging herself of contempt. The ruling by Justice Binta Nyako in Abuja found the Kogi Central lawmaker guilty of contempt over a comment made on her Facebook page in violation of an existing court order. She was fined 5 million naira and directed to publish a public apology in 2 national newspapers and on our Facebook page within 7 days. Contrary to statement credited to the Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs Chairman, Senator Yemi, the court decision did not mandate an apology to the Senate as a prerequisite for her recall. Okay, just to clarify that. So, over contempt, not to the Senate. So, technically, she doesn't know the Senate if she doesn't want to apologize. She doesn't know them, and she's not compelled by any court.
But guess what, Kim? If there's a meeting, a private meeting that is set up, and an apology is tendered, the next thing you hear is the matter has been resolved amicably behind closed doors.
Perhaps they were hoping for that to happen, but she's a bit headstrong and not allowing it. Because the allegation she brought up is a strong one that it feels like we've even deflected from. Nobody's even talking about all of those ones right now. It's borderline crazy.
The word that comes to mind,
perhaps because also she herself did not take it up. There's no case in court attending to that specific at this point in time.
Even if the primary duty of her representing the people that she represents, it has been taken. I mean, she has been unable to serve this office, to serve these people.
That's what a suspension happens. I mean, if you look at orders from the House of Rep who have also been suspended, your constituents are denied representation at that particular point in time.
So that's the problem. I mean, I just wish that in all of these things, I'm particular about the people that the senator represents, that is why, Kim, the problem here is this. It brings us back to where we are, where we always get to on every matter in this country. Leadership in this country really isn't about service. Because if it is about service, there will be a consideration of the people that for 6 months now, they've had no representation. Just because of
it's not 6 months yet.
We're going to 6 months.
Well, it's suspension for 6 months, but it's not 6 months yet.
How many months now?
As a matter of fact, I know Fidel was trying to explain that it might even stretch more than just 6 calendar months.
More news and
what it is they do in terms of when they sit and when they meet. That's when the counting starts.
Oh.
I will get clarification from Fidel on that. Let's go on a quick break.
our number 1 talk, news and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Hello, my name is Kimberly Nwachukwu. I'm the host of Hard Facts, and I bring you the biggest stories driving conversation every weekday here on 95.1 Nigeria Info Hard Fact Show. I love to get your opinion and conjectures, but the facts you cannot dispute here on Hard Facts. Join me and let's talk. Info ABJ, that's X, so you can tweet at us your thoughts, your comments, your reactions, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Abuja. Also, it came and Gabriel, and yes, our guest didn't show up, but we'll move with the stories that we're looking at. So we started off with that of Natasha, and would love to get your feedback on that. Now, moving on to the next story. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs has brushed off comment from the African Democratic Congress criticizing the delayed appointment of ambassadors as Nigeria's missions abroad. In a statement on Sunday, Bolaji Abdullahi, ADC Interim National Publicity Secretary, said President Bola Tinubu's refusal to appoint ambassadors has affected the quality of engagement and relationship with the host countries of Nigeria's mission. Abdullahi cited the visa policy update from the United States and the United Arab Emirates as proof of deteriorating relations owing to the absence of ambassadors. But in a statement today, Abdul Kasim Abdul Kadir, Special Assistant on Media and Communication Strategy to Yusuf Tugar, Minister of Foreign Affairs, said the ADC's criticism were baseless and politicized, and said the delay in appointment of ambassadors is owing to Tinubu's comprehensive reform of Nigerian foreign service architecture to ensure that future ambassadorial appointments reflect not only political balance but also merit, competence, and integrity. The appointment of ambassadors is not a hazardous or haphazard exercise to satisfy political impatience or party quotas, the statement said. It is a sovereign function guided by rigorous consideration, national security priority, and the strategic interests of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that requires extensive consultation, vetting, and bilateral clearance with host countries. You know, sometimes when you hear these big words and, you start to feel like, yes, we're getting it right this time. And half the time, they disappoint you because, it's business as usual. It will not be political appointees and all of that, or people who are just compensated one way or the other to fill this position. So it sounds very fancy now that he's saying national security, rigorous consideration. I mean, we waited 6 months during Buhari's administration. God's rest his soul. And they put out words of this nature, and at the end of the day, we're saddled with the same old faces, same old people with questionable records at the end of the day. And so he's saying the same thing about ambassadors, and I'm a little curious. 2 years into the life of this administration, how difficult is it to do all of your rigorous consideration, national security priority, and strategic interests of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to get Nigeria that sort of representation? It kind of like saves some of the global trusting that we get to see of government officials, even our president, because you do have boots on ground, those who are proper diplomats, who are grounded. They are there not just because they are, politically suited to fill that position, because they know the know-how to building that kind of relations within the countries that they're responsible for, and to represent their home country. You're like our representative in that country. Our interest and the interest of Nigerians who are there is 100% your priority at that point in time. And then if you don't have people who are true diplomats and those who are trained for this or ready for it, you get to see people who mistake their presence there for something else at the end of the day. And I know we've had guests in the studio and we've talked about it. Why the delay? Now, there are countries who already have, their ambassadors here, their representative in our country, and then you don't reciprocate. Yes, it gives off this vibe like you're not really serious. Who does negotiations and talk for us? Yes, you have those ones who are administratively, the diplomats who are there, but there's nothing like having that figure that represents your home country at the end of the day. And then this excuse is still the same. I know previously they said, we didn't have the money at that time, we were going through a rough patch. Yes, you understand. Now it's gone beyond that to rigorous consideration. 2 years in, it's going to take 4 years for rigorous consideration when you're gone, and that's when it happens. National security priority, for crying out loud. This system has been going on for eons, so it's not a time for you to use 2 years to be sorting yourself out as to who is best to represent Nigeria in a country, particularly going places where you even have certain interest and you have no.
2 years is too long, Kim. 2 years is too long a time, and I must say that when some Nigerians say that these excuses are inadmissible, I totally agree, because 2 years is too long a time. How difficult can it be to do all of these considerations? It's even baffling when you now talk about the person of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the fact that there had been plans, or it had been in the works for him to become president several years back. So you'd assume that such things, appointive roles such as, ambassadorial roles, ministers and whatnot, should have been settled. Now, I know that sometimes they wait for the political climate to determine certain things and how certain things shape out. They want to see what happens, this and that, but not at the detriment of fundamental issues such as our foreign perception. And that is why, look at all around, we are having all manner of knocks all over the world. All manner of knocks. So it is totally unacceptable. And I just really hope that in the nearest future, we're going to have these roles filled up very fast, so that not just filled up, verified. You spoke when you started speaking about this, spoke about the fact that you have certain people who do not have any business whatsoever. You go to some of our offices across the world and you just see, I saw this particular video of, I think it was Sweden, Nigerian ambassadorial office in Sweden and whatnot. On the same street, there were quite a number of other offices on that same street. I can never forget that video. I think I saw it on Facebook. And everywhere was so desolate, quiet, looking untattered. It doesn't look good on us. We need to start paying attention. We've got to stop paying lip service to all these things and be intentional. And that is why, to be very frank, when, we're speaking about people, Nigerians in diaspora, especially Saudi Arabia, Dubai yesterday, and we're speaking about, how black people will commit crime. And then that crime, they will say it is Nigerians. At the time the crime is committed, the word out is that, na Nigerians. Upon investigation, discover that the person is from XY country in Africa. Maybe not even Africa, but the person is just black and can feign an African accent or a Nigerian accent, which is not very difficult. Just, drag the syllables in the words and then you can sound a pretty Nigerian. But then, when we don't have strong international, we're not paying attention or being intentional about what we look like
our
outside.
Image,
our image outside. I don't see these things getting better anytime soon, really.
All right, I don't think there's any excuse for a 2-year delay at this point in time. I think we've used all the excuses in the books at this point. Get to work, Nigeria. That's all I can say for now. The opposition has a right to use that against you. At this point, Ishalaye.
Yes.
All right, then. Let's open up the phone lines. One more story to go. You love the idea, I bet, of Nigeria getting off any list of a terrorist watch financing list, yeah? Well, the government is making that move to exit terrorism financing watch list after 730 convictions. Federal government says more than 730 individuals have been convicted for terrorism-related offenses in Nigeria. Now, for us, Nigerians, we're always saying, who has been convicted for terrorism? Apparently, 730 convictions. Speaking on Monday, during an on-site inspection by the Financial Action Task Force, FATF, Adamulaka, National Coordinator of the National Counterterrorism Center, noted that the convictions are part of ongoing effort to remove Nigeria from the FATF grey list. He said the task force is also assessing the existing infrastructure for combating terrorism financing and dismantling illicit financial network in preparation for the upcoming visit by the FATF team. Disrupting the financial lifeline of terrorist organization is central to our national counterterrorism strategy, he said, and that they remain firmly committed to this cause and deeply value their partnership with both domestic and international partners, including the United States Department of the Treasury. So that's where he mentioned that about 730 terrorism-linked cases is a testament to the effectiveness of their coordinated national approach. More than 90 convictions were secured with the support from the NFRU. Talking about those who are financing it, might not be those foot soldiers on the ground, but looking at the paper trail and the network of how money travels, how fundings and their supplies and get their weapons that were on it. And a lot of interception has led to the arrest of about 730 of them. So with this level of conviction, they're saying, see, there's this FATF grey list of terrorism financing, and we're working assiduously to see how we get our name off of it, to showing that indeed we are committed to end the financing of it. And then if you kill, like, it's like the blood vessels that feeds all of these networks, that once you get it, you get. A lot of Nigerians have asked, who are the people financing terrorism? I know it was one big question on the lips of a lot of Nigerians in the height of Boko Haram. Who is financing it? And when in the United Arab Emirates, Dubai, they gave mention of some Nigerians in that region who were funding Boko Haram, and then pocket of other people are saying, pointing fingers at individuals. even down to the DSS alleging at some point that the president governor was funding terrorism in the country. But then it went from being serious to being a joke in terms of just randomly slamming everything when we know the gravity of what we're dealing with, the terrorism gravity we're dealing with in the country. To just casually put that allegation on and then withdraw it without as if it's not something huge that you've done at that point in time. That's how very flippant we have been with this. Now, if Nigerians are expecting to see a detailed list of all the people convicted who are financing in what degree, in what capacity, probably will not see that. But one thing for sure is the country wants a squeaky clean record. We don't want to be seen as that country that is known for financing terrorism. And we've dealt with so much of it. Plus the ones that are politically labeled as a terrorist organization to the ones who are truly looking at Nigeria in the eye and terrorizing her. I know there's a wide range of all the labels that we deal with in this country. So, well, good luck to Nigeria. I can't wait for the future where we will not be known for this.
I can't wait to. And I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but we don't want to be known as a country that finances terrorism, but we don't mind terrorism acts happening in our backyard, do we?
I don't understand.
I mean, what I'm trying to say is, in all of, this conviction, 730, within the span of how many years?
Well, they didn't indicate, though.
They didn't indicate.
Over time. It can't be overnight. Over time, though.
Over time. 730 is all the convictions.
So far.
That can be done. I think we can do better.
Well, let's just hope it's not just random labels and random figures. But I want to believe that the people that the FAFT would not just be casual with numbers and say, oh, it's 700. They will definitely be looking at books and then the number of convictions and some stamps to back it up at the end of the day. But
700.
It is what it is. And then you also want to look at it and not be sure that we're not dealing with just money laundering cases. We're dealing with, indeed, financing of terrorism, because sometimes there's a thin line.
There is.
Around all of these things.
I feel some type of way about this report. I must be very honest.
Well, let's find out from Nigerians how they feel, if it's a type of way also. Feel free to call us up on 0700 951 0000, or you can call 0809 993 0137. We're on X at Nigeria Info ABJ. Tweet at us. We'll read as many of your comments as possible.
Hello.
Welcome.
You can hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Big one, good evening. I'm actually being just now, good afternoon, right?
Good afternoon.
My take on the last report you brought about the FIT, whatever, how you call them, I don't know. So now because inspectors won't come from outside, one call inspector, one visit Nigeria, and I need to take the action when they say. Now, the number of convictions they say they secured, good and fine. But my question is it only people who finance terrorism and their own money that they keep take or track? Our politicians and some of our public office holders where billions of naira is lost in their possession, that cases are in court. They don't keep track or trace those ones to make me say, okay, see how they don't do those ones, say, okay, even if they be there for court, but for the money, don't see what they want to do. So, and then when we talk about our perception, international perception, Kim, can we look at what is our own perception at home? Even what is our perception at home? The recent news about somebody saying somebody must come to one state, somebody must be informed about why they don't say governor. Citizen. So it calls to question the status of our citizenship. A lot of things. You remember, Kim, on this platform, sometime I told me, when my wife was traveling at the airport, the immigration officer said, you are saying Nigeria illegally. I said, how dare call my wife? I'm a citizen of this country. She's an ECOWAS citizen. And say you say illegally, and then you had interrupting her when she's over leaving the country. You know, taxi the letter go. When she came back and I went to the immigration office to do the same, after I don't tender my citizenship, my NIN, my federal registry, marriage registry, they said I go bring the wedding picture. You might not tell you.
You did. You shared it on air. Yes, you did.
So make I go print wedding picture come. So with my NIN, whatever, my citizenship or whatever cannot be carried until I bring to. Okay, what if I don't start picture? I've lost maybe memory or whatever of those of that my wedding. So, which means,
all right.
Question, so what really proof? What is the proof of our citizenship in Nigeria first?
All right.
We talk about outside.
All right. Thank you very much. Well, let's hear another caller. Sorry, kept you waiting. All the phone lines just went off at the same time. Might be the weather. Apologize for that.
Hello.
Anybody there?
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you, Glenn?
Fine and well. What's your name, sir?
My name is Comrade Silas on the line.
Go ahead.
For me, I want to ask Natasha that they lock the gates. They're not allowed to enter. Is it Senator? They are afraid of Natasha. Why they lock the gate? Kim, answer me. What is the proof? I want to know.
When you lock a gate, you don't want someone to come in. That's what he means. It means that she's not to resume.
Hello?
I've answered you. You lock gate. Somebody cannot come in. I don't know if it's born out of fear, but it is what it is. They don't come in. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, you're welcome.
Good afternoon, Kimberly. Good afternoon, Gabriel. Abubakar calling from Gwagwalada.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. There's no way you are not up to expectation. You have not performing up to expectation at home. You have not been able to fix your domestic problems. Then you earn respect at the international scene. It's not possible. It is your international foreign profile is a lot of your impressive performance at home. No more, no less. And for our government top functionary who are going about seeming to be campaigning for gender balance for females, now it's the contrary. We see how Natasha is being politically marginalized, being subjected to humiliation, injustice, in some cases, violence. It's uncalled for. This is a country who was signatory to the Women Conference and many other summits internationally. The international global community are watching what is happening in Nigeria. If they will continue see Natasha case, what about the FCT senator? She's been sidelined there. And the FCT state minister, she's been seen but not heard. So a lot of things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir. Hello? Oops, sorry about that. Let's see if this happens.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, the Oracle.
You are welcome, sir. When you lock a gate, you don't
Gabriel
want someone to
Spector, I
come in.
greet
That's
you.
what he means.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
She's not to resume.
I'm Abubakar from Gwagwaladana Gesheka. I want to talk about what happens at the National Assembly today. As you are reading the story, we have been seeing the video flying, how our security men bar Natasha from entering National Assembly. How I wish they do that for Benue killing that took place. People have been losing their lives every day in Plateau. They have been killing people. There have been killings everywhere. These security men always have power on poor civilians, but they don't have power on the terrorists that have been terrorizing this country every day. Look at what happened in Zamfara those few days. Look at the killings everywhere. I think our security men should use their intelligence in order to cop all these criminals. Not on civilian, on armed civilian. They should use their intelligence to go and get these people and get them arrested so that there will be peace in this country. For the in National Assembly, we have 109 senators, only 4 women. And look at what they are doing to women. In fact, when I watch all these things, and just like what Abubakar said, our international community are watching whatever that is happening in this country. And I hope these people in leadership today, they fail to know that tomorrow they will be out of power. No crown remain for someone here forever. Today you are in power, tomorrow you'll be out of power. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's look at messages. Joey Chibunna says, okay, welcome on board. Thank you very much, Joey. Igbino Dafa Emmanuel, comrade, says, my dear comrade Kim, it's sad that my sister, Senator Natasha Odoha, is allowing herself to be deceived by some other persons. Remember, I made it very clear on your program yesterday that if she continues this way, she may end up not accessing the Senate till till the end of the 10th assembly. This is a fact and supported by law. This is probably a mismanaged minor disagreement between her and the Senate president. I insist that not all cases are to be resolved in court, and this is one of them. I advise her again that she should adopt political approach to resolving this matter. After all, they are long-time cordial friends before now. Comrade was on our show yesterday. Let's look at more of the comments. It's not open.
No, it's. I think we're having network issues here.
Okay, then. It's highly embarrassing that our security men and women are busy flexing muscles where Senator Natasha White bandits, headsmen, and all shades of criminal element are taking over local government areas of different states. Nigeria, we hailed the Dr. Alex in Gariki sent that one in. Gabriel, if you're saying court did not compel Natasha to apologize to the Senate, did the court compel the Senate to allow her into the chamber? Natasha cannot force herself into the Senate chamber. I think Natasha and the Senate needs to resolve the matter amicably. My advice to the senator is not to listen to those who are asking her to forcefully get herself into the Senate, because if that's the method she wants to adopt, she will end up stepping her foot. She will end up not stepping into that chamber at all. Oludade Abiodun. All right.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good afternoon. My name is Olufemi. On Natasha's case, where I come from, that's what we call stooping to conquer. I think you stoop to conquer. Natasha is up against some establishment that have been in this National Assembly. There's a way you do your things and then you move on. The court asked her to apologize to the Senate on her misbehavior for not appearing at the disciplinary committee or whatever. She refused to. No remorse, nothing, but she wants to have her way on the other side. They will drag this thing with her. I am sure of that. They will. She should continue. That's what we call stooping to conquer. And you move on. Dragging whatever is not necessary. And besides, it's not because of sexual harassment that they went to court. She didn't go to court for sexual harassment. It's just to stop the National Assembly from investigating a matter with the seat that they changed. That's it. So we should not mislead. We should not be misled by saying it's because of sexual harassment. No. Thank you.
Well, I don't think anybody's misled, because most people know that that's not the case in court. Godwin Francis says, nice one, keep doing the good work. And Bello, the Disco Abubakar says, well done, you're doing great. Natasha should not apologize for nothing and to anybody. She must be allowed to resume and represent her constituent. Ime Evans says, all right, we'll see you, Ime Evans. Thank you very much for your comment on Facebook. We do appreciate that. And looking at more of the comment on WhatsApp, Mike from Abuja, please, what are the names of those convicted? The Nigerian government likes to publish figures without any valid proof. These are bogus figures as usual. Sheikh Gumi is working free. People should tell us another story. The politicians should be of good behavior at home. They're the ones demarketing Nigeria. Now, do you know for sure that Sheikh Gumi is one of the financiers of terrorism in the country? Well, he's put his neck out to negotiate on their behalf, but there is no record that he is funding or financing terrorism in the country. So I want to be careful with throwing names. Good afternoon. I just want to thank Natasha for her good work. We're going to give her the strength to fight to the end. But Nigerian media should beam their searchlight on the Senate president to know whether he's got the character and the temperament to handle his office. From 2019 to 2023, no senator was suspended. But painfully and unfortunately, under 2 years of Papiabio's reign as Senate president, he suspended 3 already. With Natasha fighting hard, would think twice before suspending another senator, says Peter. I have to check the record about that. 3, though. Hello?
Hello, Kim. Good afternoon.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes, the big one. I greet you, sir.
This is Gabriel.
Okay, my name is Gerald.
Go ahead, Gerald.
Kim. Yes, please. And our listeners, let's support, anybody we feel like, but let's ask the question, what are you supporting? Look at what they are doing to Natasha. Look at what they are doing to women. Last time I checked, Kim, is a woman. I don't know what the big one is doing to Kim as a woman. The question is, what is Natasha fighting? Supporters of Natasha, ask yourself, what exactly is she fighting? We hear sexual harassment. How many months has it been? Where is the evidence? Natasha is not in court to prove sexual harassment. Natasha said that she will release evidence in due course. Till today, nothing. She went to court to stop the ethics committee from sitting, and the court has brought a decision. The decision is not compelling the Senate to admit her. In fact, the decision says that the Senate has a right to discipline an errant member. It only said, I think you should consider the length of time, an advisory. So who is offending Natasha? What is Natasha fighting for? If Natasha, even like we're encouraging her, fight, get back. When she gets back, what is going to happen? With almost all senators against her behavior in violating the code of conduct procedure of the Senate, if she's speaking, vibrating, don't we know that a senator, in order to attract some things to her constituency and also to pass valid laws, she needs all her colleagues to be on her side? When they see you as, a bull in a china shop, you don't respect the rules that the Senate had made for itself, every member. How are you going to win over everybody? Senators from her states, women reached out to her, calm down, let's do it this way, let's go this way. She said no. When she returns, what will she be doing? You guys think that, representation is speaking English, and then we circulate it on social media, then we clap for you. We can clap for you, and we not get one single bill to pass through. Mind what you support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Now, to the gentleman, Peter, who said 3 of the senators, I was like, you did my head in, because 3? Are you kidding me? It's just Natasha so far that's been suspended under the 10th Assembly Senate. And so far we've had 6 altogether since 1999. So you might want to recheck where you got this information from, Mr. Peter. Let's hear this call. Do we have time? All right, we'll take this one quickly.
Yeah.
60 seconds. Go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is John.
Go ahead, John.
Okay. I think if really want to give this Natasha issue, if we want to balance the issue, we shouldn't take side. The last caller takes side. What is the Senate? What are the Senate and the Senate President afraid of? The accusation against the Senate President, did he submit himself for investigation? I think if he submitted himself for investigation, it would be easy to crucify her if really all the accusation is false. You understand? What are the Senate fighting for? I remember when you want to speak in this 10 Senate, they want to shut you up. It happened to Aline Dume. It happened to Senator Ningi.
All right.
They were suspended. And to the best of my knowledge, I learned that the Senate has no power to suspend person for 6 months. When they have the power to suspend her?
It's a battle of minds. A clash of brilliance. A war of words. And only one champion. One true champion will rise. The regional champions are ready. The stage is set. The stakes higher than ever before. Catch the I Beg to Differ National Finals live on all Nigeria Info FM and Kids FM stations nationwide. It's intellect, it's passion, it's the future in action. Debate redefined. The IBTD National Tournament begins August 11th, 2025. Only on Nigeria Info FM and Kids FM nationwide. For sponsorship, call 0805-581-5844 or email ibegtodiffer@nigeriainfo.fm. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable.
This is Hard Facts. Hard Facts.
On 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
Go ahead, sir. What's your name?
Yes, I want to talk on this appointment of ambassadors. You see, our people would like to speak grammar. I listen to the spokesperson for foreign affairs. At the end of the day, the list, when they come out, will be politicized and centralized. And I know my people from the Southwest will be given juicy countries like America, Canada, Britain, and Germany, and other juicy countries. And other people will be given on juicy countries. You see, what is going on in that about is politics. They are consulting at the end of the day. That list will be messed up with a cannibalistic list and a lot of things. So as for Atasha, the only thing for her or our advisor is that let us go and apologize to both the court for contempt and for the Senate for breaking Senate rules. The truth must be told. She has broken the law, and the Senate presidency has broken the law. So both of them, they have to apologize and move on. May you resolve this matter politically. Even though in this case goes to Supreme Court, they will still come back and apologize. It should learn from what happened to the suspended governor of Rivers State, Fubara. He has apologized and then his godfather, and he has moved on. So all the supporters, we have gone back to their shares to that end. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And yes, you were right about Abdul Ningi in 2024 over the budget allegation 3 months. It went by so quiet, I almost missed it. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're welcome. Yes, he was suspended. Yeah,
My name
just
is
was
Jacob.
asking. Jacob, go ahead.
This issue of Natasha, I've been following up since on the online, and you also said the same thing in the studio here. What I see there, if I'm the person in position of Akpabio, it is not these things I will do. I will just take her to court for defending my character as the Senate president of this country. It's not what this one that is doing. What this one is doing is making this lady to be more popular. Take her to court if you know that she accused you falsely of sexual harassment. It's not this one. This one is becoming more popular. You will see, let me continue. Harassing women, harassing anybody that have voice.
Let's go.
All right.
Nigeria Info.
Abuja.
This is Nigeria Info.